welcome back to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee, and welcome to the show. Today, before I say that, we also have Louie and Guinness here.
Of course.
Guinness is a little preoccupied right now, but he will make an
Let's
appearance.
hope it stays that way.
We're just going to hold for that, I think. All right, so today we have a lot of catching up to do. We have some fun story times to tell for sure. If you were with us last week, we talked about going away for the weekend for our friend's 30th birthday.
Woo.
Camp Zach was a success.
Camp Zach goes down
Yeah.
in the history books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fun.
So fun.
I think the most eye contact we make is during the pod.
Do we not make a lot of eye contact?
I guess we do. I think we just do long stint.
No, I'm gonna be thinking about it too much. What did we do the other day where I really had to look you in the eyes?
Was it at Camp Zach?
I don't think it was at Camp Zach.
Oh.
No, it was a reenactment.
What?
It was a reenactment at happy hour, I think. I was reenacting part of my date.
Oh, the reenactment.
Yeah.
Yes, when she was telling us about her date. Here's the thing. When the girls and gays sit down for a chat, we're going to chat. I don't want to know, it was good, great. When's the next date? No, I want to know every single detail about the date. Every single detail.
She needed to understand exactly how tall.
Yeah. So
what was the vibe of the place we were?
So we were comparing heights at one point.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
We were
trying to see how tall. We were trying to figure out how tall he was, and she was trying to explain.
I was using her as a ruler.
Yeah, and then there was another part, and then you grabbed Rachel and had to do it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you got to go all out for the retellings.
Yeah, our happy hour catch-ups are never boring. I'll just say that. Do you want to do a dating life catch-up, or is there not really an update since the last time?
The update is I went on a second date.
Oh, yeah, because we recorded the pod before that.
Yeah. And the second date was good. Really good.
And will there be a third?
Yeah, right after this.
Literally. Wow. So on Friday after work. What?
I just thought your knuckles looked funny, but I think that's just
how
knuckles look.
Yeah. I forgot my Oura ring today, and it's felt so freaking weird. I took it off to do my skincare because I know you can leave it on, but it just feels weird. And I didn't put it back on, and so who knows how my day's been because I don't have my Oura. So I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you. I can't tell you.
It is really interesting though, how there will be days where I think I was really calm and relaxed, and it's you've been stressed for 6 hours today.
Yeah.
Oh.
So on Friday after work, we headed out to, I think technically the town is Rhododendron, Oregon.
No.
Not too far away. It was the perfect staycation distance. And we all went up to this it literally was cabin in the woods. It was really close to the mountain. Whoa. Oh. And podcast recording with the kitten is so interesting.
And it's every week he's a new kitten.
Yeah.
So
it's
what
constantly
are we gonna get
learning.
today?
Yeah. Once everyone got there, Anna, the birthday boy's girlfriend, sent Zach, the birthday boy.
We banished him to his room
upstairs while we decorated. Well, you guys decorated. I ran to the store and got wood for the fire. He was surprised, and we did presents, and we had a barbecue, went in the hot tub. We played games. We played Monopoly.
We made it around the board 3 times.
Yeah, it didn't last long with Monopoly. We
want to watch National Treasure.
No, we did watch. Wait.
Yeah, we watched National
Treasure Friday night. Yeah. And then Saturday was super cute. Anna, had the whole theme. There were surprises for him throughout it. There was themes for everything. And it was Camp Zach was the whole thing. So it was a summer camp kind of thing, or outdoor school if you're from Oregon or the Pacific Northwest, I think. And we all had shirts that said Camp Zach on them and
bandanas
and
we made our wood cookies Friday night.
Oh, we made our wood cookies like for camp, and we all had our camp names. And then we did camp games on Saturday. Which was really fun. Like, we started with a 3-legged race. We won.
Yeah.
Because Ellie and Thompson cheated. Here's a video. So we did a 3-legged race and we won. And then the next camp game was wheelbarrow race. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, why the fuck did we choose those positions? When I told my mom the story and she was like, why wasn't Kaylee the wheelbarrow? That's what she does. She lifts. And I'm like, I know.
I guess there were a few reasons that didn't make sense.
My shoulders are fucked up. Like, they pop out of their sockets a lot.
The second you went down, I was like, oh, actually, we didn't think about that part.
No. And mind you, we've been drinking at this point. I started with a screwdriver. Did we all start with a screwdriver?
Yeah, we all started with a screwdriver.
So I'll show the video. So we start maybe like 2 seconds in. My left arm completely goes out, and I rolled onto it.
Her to the ground.
Yeah, it was actually, when you watch it, it looks kind of graceful, but if you listen to it, you can actually hear it. Like, I played it loud for my mom, and she was like, oh my god, like, you can hear my shoulder. It's crazy. And then we went inside to get ice, and Thompson thought it would be a good idea to use a trash bag to try to make a sling and
I will say, when you first came out, I was like, that was genius.
It looked innovative, but it fell off pretty fast. And then he got a first aid kit out of his car, I think.
Yeah.
And there was actually a sling thing in it, but I don't know how that was
we didn't use it as a sling.
And then they did a limbo. I took a break from camp games. And then we played King's Cup, which was super fun. Loved playing that. And then we kept
Brian and Kaylee are around and there's drinks involved. You're probably
there's gonna be King's Cup. It's my favorite drinking game. Went on a walk, and everyone was like, "Okay, how's your arm feeling? You seem better." I'm like, "Well, I'm definitely feeling better, but I'm also more intoxicated than I was 2 hours ago. So ask me tomorrow."
Yeah.
Woke up very, 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 very sore. But on Saturday night, Anna's surprise for Zach was a DJ set. And it was so funny. Again, banished to the room while we set up for the surprise. We had
a table.
Yeah, a DJ stand, and we were all dancing. And
then we did a fire and made
the fire was fun.
S'mores.
The s'mores were so good.
Or did that happen before or after? I don't remember the order.
I honestly don't remember the order. It was so fun. It was a really good time.
Oh, did you go hunting? You got a mouse?
I had such a good time. I was in the days leading up to starting my period. So having that awareness helped kind of with that's why I'm feeling this way. I was having so much fun at the same time, but all those intrusive thoughts,
Yeah.
From that phase of your cycle for people that experience symptoms like that. You know what I'm talking about? But everything makes you just irritable, and everything everyone says is personal. It's like a personal attack on you.
Oh, you did a really good job of covering that you were feeling that way.
Thank you. Yeah, it was
not that you need to.
No, but sometimes it's just how I deal with it is just to, I don't know. But yeah, everything, I felt anytime someone else was talking, I was they're talking about me.
Oh.
That kind of stuff. But that, and then my period starts, and I track my period very diligently, so I always know when those things are going to happen. But every time my period starts, I'm it's just even more validation in that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. It's
I felt this way, and there's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. So that was kind of that was going through waves. But do you want to share a little bit about how you were feeling this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. I overall had a great weekend. It was so good. But I have been not sleeping well the last week or so. I'm talking, don't think I got more than 4 hours of sleep any night in the last week. So I've been waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., completely alert and kind of like it's a panicked wake up. And then I see the time. Normally that's like the best feeling in the world, you know? You like wake up before your alarm, you see what time it is, and you're like, oh, more sleep.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't able to go back to sleep a single morning this week. And then the same thing happened Saturday morning when we were gone. I woke up at like 6 in the morning. Mind you, I think we went to bed at like, well, you and I moved from the couch to the bed at like 3 something.
We were up.
So I slept a little during the movie, but like,
yeah.
I got maybe like 3.5, 4 hours of sleep. Woke up, tried really hard to go back to sleep and just couldn't. So I was at that point like starting to feel really just panicked and anxious. And laying in bed was just making it worse. Like my heart rate felt like it was really fast. And my fingertips were like numb. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go outside and read my book. And like maybe I'll disappear into my little fantasy world and that'll make me feel better.
That is a really smart thing to do.
Yeah. What I really wanted to do was wake people up, but I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I like made a cup of tea and took my book outside and sat and read for a little bit. And that helped a little, but it was really hard to get into my book, like out of my brain and into my book. And then Thompson woke up to go on a run. And then as soon as I had social interaction, it like made me feel better. And as
like
soon as
grounds you a little bit.
Yeah, he left for his run, and then Anna came down pretty quickly after that. Or before, maybe, I don't know. And then slowly like everyone was trickling out and I was like, okay, I'm good. And then once we like got the day going, again, I've hardly slept all week, so I'm really tired. And I was like, God, I want an energy drink, but I don't want to get anxious.
Yeah,
And it was like, it was still like a looming pit in my stomach versus when I first woke up. It was like pretty debilitating. I felt a little bit better throughout the day, went to bed, woke up again, stupid early. And I woke Mariah up and I was like, I'm not well. And she like went and got an ice pack for me. And I basically just like panicked in bed for like an hour before I got up.
It's hard because like I wanted to be, but I wasn't awake.
Yeah.
So my mind was just like, what are the like things that you do in like a panic attack? And I did all like just like textbook things, like get ice to put on your vagus nerve. I hope I'm saying that right.
Vagus nerve.
Right?
Yeah.
Vagus nerve. And then I opened up the window so like cold, fresh air was coming in. Like cool air, fresh air is really good. Icing the vagus nerve is really, really good. Gave her some anxiety medication. And then
that was like
told you to like take deep breaths, but you were doing the finger thing for a really long time.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm. It's like a stim.
Oh.
To calm me down, yeah.
Oh.
Did you just do that naturally?
I was doing it because I couldn't feel the pads of my fingertips.
Oh. Well, that's a thing. I thought you were like doing it as a technique.
But at one point I did do the tapping thing, and that felt like it helped.
Yeah, that is good too.
But I remember I was just laying there like,
I was okay. Not stay awake either.
It'll take like an hour, and then I'll feel better. I just need to last an hour. And then eventually the meds kicked in, and I fell back asleep at one point, I think. No, I just doom scrolled. Watched a couple episodes of Friends, and then it was like time to get up and get ready to go. And then I got to spend the whole day with my family.
Oh yeah, it was Father's Day.
And my mother's birthday.
Yeah, how was Sunday for you?
Honestly, it could have been much worse. It was like pretty brutal leading up. There's just like some family things going on right now, and then the added complication of like trying to celebrate both parents, and like my dad is wanting to plan things to make sure my mom's taken care of, and my mom's wanting to plan things to make sure my dad's taken care of, and then we're involving our grandparents, so it's like everyone has all these different plans and ideas, and I'm like, can we just
yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot
too
of
many
cooks in the kitchen.
Yes
Freaking new.
What was that?
I hit the brain.
Oh. But it wasn't as bad as honestly I was expecting it to be.
Do you feel like the meds in the morning helped? with the anxiety during the day?
Definitely, but I still
probably wasn't enough for that level.
Had like the pit in my stomach for most of my day. But I mean, I like literally couldn't function when I woke her up. Like I like felt like I was gonna
like you couldn't really
or like
even
hyperventilate.
Like, you couldn't like say words. Like there wasn't a lot of like deep, like it was just short breaths, which would be an anxiety attack.
Super fun. Yeah, that's like a new thing that it happens to me now, I guess.
I was gonna say, because we've talked a lot about anxiety on here, and we've also talked about how our anxiety symptoms are different and like types of anxiety can be different. Is this what has been happening in the last week like completely different than the other type of anxiety?
Completely different.
Like even the feeling of it.
Yeah. I do remember once when you were still in LA, do you want to play? But you're like, that could be an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
And even that felt very different than this. Normally my anxiety is like pretty founded in like social things.
Yeah.
Like I assume everyone hates me, or I'm like stressing myself out about like filling silences, or was I funny enough? Did I say enough? Like, did I say something mean? Mm-hmm. Those kind of feelings. More of a overthinking anxiety. That was crazy. That kind of anxiety, I can almost always like bring it back to something. Like I had this interaction that made me feel that way, or like.
And there's a sense of control in that.
Yes.
You know what the situation is.
And can my social anxiety still feel out of control sometimes? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I know at the end of the day, like where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, I was having lots of fun with my friends. Same thing, like all week at work. It was the last week of school. Like things were going well. It was easy to like wake up and look forward to being at work. And it didn't feel like there was any real reason that I should be feeling anxious at all, let alone like the physical symptoms I was having. Like my anxiety is not usually physical. That adds like a whole other layer to it of, I know what it feels like to be anxious, but this is not what I'm familiar with. And why is this happening? And why do I feel this way? And if I go to sleep tonight, am I going to wake up in the morning feeling this way again? Like that was really stressful for me last night.
The shitty thing is when those feelings start to creep, you start to panic because you know what that means and you felt it before. So then like, oh my God, it's going to come back. And then you start to get freaked out. And then you actually end up bringing on the anxiety more. But there's like, as people with anxiety, like you can't tell someone, well, just tell yourself it's the anxiety. And it's like, no matter what you tell yourself, like you sometimes can't stop from getting there. And what you have to do is feel it and get through it and like push through it a lot of the time.
You've said that a lot to me before of like the only way is to get out is to go through. And I have to just like accept that it's happening.
The only way through. Wait. The only way out is through.
I just really struggle with like the fact that, especially like I was having such a good weekend, and this didn't take away from me having a good weekend. I don't mean it in that way. But like I wouldn't have changed anything about what was happening. There was like no like social issues happening between us all. Everything was going very smoothly. Like we were having fun. I'm on summer break. Like I didn't have any reason to be feeling that way.
Makes it so much worse when there's not a reason.
Yeah, I want to blame it on something for sure. My parents did make a good point. They were like, well, you could also consider all of the things that are happening in the world right now. And I do feel like I'm very sensitive to what's happening right now and like we've talked about this on here, trying to find the balance of staying informed, but not so informed and so in it that you can't like find any joy.
Yeah.
Like it gets really dark and stressful and scary. So I did think that was like a good point. I don't feel like I've been particularly in it lately, but if you just think about like all of the things.
But I don't know. I mean, you can try to find a reason, but sometimes it is the anxiety is the reason. Sometimes you just have to blame it on
what it is.
what it is.
Yeah.
And that becomes what you blame. Because there's
Well,
not
and the
always
thing is,
a trigger.
I'm not going to be able to find out if there was a real reason
Right.
or not, you know, like, it just is
I
what it
see that.
is, what it is.
How are you feeling? So today, for context, is Monday. Father's Day was yesterday. How are, like, things feeling now?
I got a good amount of sleep last night, so I'm positive that helped a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't wake up in a panic or anything, but there have been a few times today where I've, like, felt that kind of pit in my stomach, or felt like I could feel my heart rate, like, starting to speed up, like what could be the beginning of how I felt
Yeah.
the other day. And then, like you were saying earlier, if I, like, played into that thought anymore, then it just got worse. So I guess today was kind of like experimenting with, is there anything that gets me out of that?
Have you found?
Because I didn't have anything else to do.
She's on summer break.
Yeah. Clearly being outside is helpful for me,
Yeah.
because that's what I did the first day. And then you opened the window. And then today I, like, laid outside in the sunshine, and
I mean, that is...
I felt way, way, way better when I was doing that.
Yeah, I think when you are in those, like, really deep anxiety attacks or feelings of anxiety, sometimes it feels like the only thing you, like, can do is, like, scroll or just sit there. Like, you physically feel like you can't.
Sitting there is,
Yeah. My worst anxiety episode years ago, I literally couldn't do anything but, like, lay in bed and, like, doom scroll, and I wasn't even intaking anything.
That was the only activity.
Scrolling. Like, I wasn't actually watching anything or comprehending anything. And I think that paralyzing feeling is the instinct, or it feels like that's all you can do. But if you get yourself outside, it can be so helpful. But I'm definitely not always doing that, because sometimes I just can't get up. But my credit to my ex, he would always say, when, like, we'd be on the phone and I was having an anxiety attack, he'd be like, go outside. And I'd always be like, it's cold, I don't want to. And he'd be like, that's why you should go outside. It's cold. Like, you need the cold air. And then he would always convince me to do it, and I would do it, and it would help. But
God damn it.
it is interesting, though, because it feels like the last thing you can do is, like, walk outside, get yourself outside, go on a walk, just sit outside, touch a tree.
Yeah.
Ground yourself. But you've been trying new things.
First, I was just like, maybe if I get out of bed, maybe if I turn on music that I normally like to listen to on a slow morning, none of that was helping. And I felt like I was moving really slowly, which was what happened Saturday morning too. Like, my goal was, I'm going to get outside and I'm going to read my book. But it took me so long to convince myself to get out of bed. And then it took me so long to, like, go to the bathroom and wash my face and brush my teeth. And, like, just everything was taking so much longer. So that's kind of what happened this morning, too. And I was like, maybe I'll watch a show I really love. And then I turned on Ted Lasso. And then I was like, perfect anxiety. And it was the last episode. So that actually didn't really help me that much.
Did you restart right away?
I actually didn't.
Oh.
Shockingly. But I probably will tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Because I don't do well with the endings of shows. Like, no. What do you mean it's over? It's not
I
coming back?
really struggle. Even, like, the final season, I'm like, because I know it's coming. Yeah. And it stresses me out.
And then when I finally got my ass outside, it pretty much went away. Because it wasn't anything major today. It just was like, oh shit, this could be the beginning. And then I would think about that. And depending on how much I thought about it, it seemed to get better or worse.
Whoa.
Super fun.
Ooh, sorry, I'm getting a headache.
Oh.
So I'm feeling a little woof.
I thought they were sunglasses. I was like, okay, go off.
These actually do help my eyes so much.
They're blue light?
Mm-hmm. But sometimes I don't feel like I can focus, or, like, I can't read with these on. Like,
Oh.
I don't have my full sight.
There are certain
Same
things,
with sunglasses.
Yes. Well, that's why I always wear my sunglasses, not actually blocking my eyes from the sun. They're
Never?
Not never, but pretty much, like, my eyes are always out. But there are some things,
a lot of
if
the
I have
time.
my blue light or my sunglasses on, I'm like, no, like,
Yeah.
I need it out of my face.
Like, I'm
it's like
focusing on,
obstructing
like,
my view. Who was I just talking to about that?
But I feel like we've talked about it a few times, but also how is it obstructing my view? It's not. Why does my mind think it is?
Because it's everything in your peripheral.
Yeah. Get out of my peripheral.
Get out of
Peripheral. Peripheral. Well, speaking of what's happening in the world, if you didn't know, I'm an Iranian American, and before this and the stuff that's happened in the last week, the shit that's been going on, I mean, for years, just in general in the world, is like what you were just talking about. It's suffocating, it's debilitating, it's all I want to do is like have access to information and learn all the things I can to be able to have a voice and speak up for people. You need to be educated. And also, I also want to add, like, you do have to take, just echoing it, like, you do have to take breaks from it. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but when I'm like, I'm going to take a break, I feel so guilty because I have the privilege to take a break.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
But the people that are in that position of privilege to be able to educate themselves, contribute to crowdfunding or protesting or whatever, things like that, we don't want those people to burn out either.
Exactly.
Like, that's it's important that people have the bandwidth for that.
I don't even know, like, what more to say about this. Like, if you listen to this podcast, I'm sure you're on the right side of history, meaning the left. And and not to, like, fearmonger, but it's really fucking terrifying what's happening. And
no, it is. I don't think that's fearmongering.
It's not.
Very,
but at the same
factually,
time, I guess I don't mean fearmongering because it literally is happening and it is terrifying. But I do want to say, what do I want to say?
I do want to say,
because I literally was gonna go. I don't want to, like, cause too much anxiety, but I do want to say, like, is not coming. It's happening, which that is. But that is what is...
Yeah, well, there's different phases of war, right?
It's, like, it's not coming, it's here. Also, can we talk about why do world leaders use, like, Twitter to, like, speak to the public? Like, I find it so strange.
I saw a TikTok. I actually really appreciated this question. It was, like, a clip from the news, and the anchor woman was talking to some political professional and was like, obviously when things like this happen, most of our brains go to worst case scenario, but could you also share with me, like, what would the best case scenario be?
Love that.
The best case scenario was not that great, and sorry, and he was like, and I don't really see that happening. The worst case scenario was really horrifying.
Well, we all know what the worst case scenario is, right?
What do you think the worst case scenario is?
Nukes? Like nuclear war?
Well, yeah. But also chaos because and oil and all of that. And if the oil supply is destroyed, then it creates just general chaos amongst the world on top of the nukes.
What's the most likely? Did they say the most likely scenario or just the worst and the best?
About that particular scenario, the one I just said.
Yeah, on this interview.
He said it's early days.
Oh. Doesn't feel
it's definitely
early.
Seeming like that could be a possibility. The worst case scenario. So, yeah, it's all pretty scary. And,
well, I guess this is an entire episode on anxiety. That's really all what it's all been.
Yeah.
I just am like, I've been terrified for every Palestinian, been terrified for Ukrainians, been terrified for the people in Sudan, been terrified, like, it can go on and on. I am so utterly terrified for Iran. Is threatening to Tehran, which is one of the largest cities, populated cities in the world. LA has, like, a population of almost 4 million. Iran has tripled that. Has told the people of Tehran to evacuate.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, it's really fucking scary. And I just hope that doesn't happen, and I hope the people of Iran are safe. And it's just like weird. We have to go on with our life. Like,
Yeah,
this is happening,
it feels like
but go to work.
shouldn't exist. Yeah.
Well, I still gotta go to work. Still gotta pay my bills. Still gotta go to the bank. Still gotta run errands. Mm-hmm. And in between all of that, that's what you're saying is happening. It's just weird. It's so surreal.
I will say, though, within America, I feel like this weekend was, like, really uplifting.
Yeah.
There was the No King's Day on Saturday. And I feel actually genuinely so guilty that I didn't participate in any way. Not that I would have... We were gone for the weekend and have had this planned for months.
Yeah. We were unable
if we were here, of course we would have
been there.
But millions and millions.
It was the largest protest in American history. 13 million people protested out on the streets. Of all ages.
Small towns, big towns, red towns, blue towns.
People are definitely waking up. The people that I think a lot of the people that voted him in are understanding a lot. Like, he is trying to become a full-fledged dictator. Oh, I was going to say, did you see that clip? Well, all the clips from his birthday parade were embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Like, someone commented and was like, saw a clip of him looking sad because there was, like, no one was celebrating his birthday, felt bad for 2 seconds, then realized who it was.
Yeah.
and someone was like, that's the difference between us and them is we're empathetic, like, naturally.
Yeah.
Empathetic. But there was, like, a clip of him, like, why won't they, like, listen to me? Why won't they do what I say? Or, like, I want my people to do what I say or something like that. Did you see that clip?
He was talking about Kim Jong-un and how when he speaks, his people listen.
Yes.
And he said, that's what I want my people to do.
That's what it was.
I'm sorry. Is that really a comparison that we're making right now? Of course it is.
Do you ever get, like, the random TikToks of people?
Of someone in
and I'm like, what is this? I'm so confused. Like, what is real? What is not? I'm so confused.
Why? I always wonder that. I stay for a little bit, and then I'm like, but is this even real?
That's...
Like
someone will be
how are you sneaking in? And on top of sneaking in, like, you're getting all this footage?
You're walking around filming? Like, this girl was, like, posing during his birthday party with all the people performing, and she, like, was white and had, like, shorts on and looked very touristy, and I was like, what the fuck?
I feel like that can't be real.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I've also been down deep in the rabbit hole of Iranian TikToks. And I've been seeing a lot of people, like, posting in pride about their home and their city or whatever it is, and so many comments, if not majority, are like, holy shit, I thought it was like dirt roads everywhere.
People don't know that it's actually like a beautiful place where people call home and have built community and have family.
It's literally all propaganda. You villainize communities, countries, cultures for your own gain. Like, same thing, people have always said that about Africa. Africa is gigantic.
Oh my God.
There are different types of environments and terrains and, like, everything. But everyone,
like, you can't go on a safari everywhere in Africa.
Like, they have cities with skyscrapers, people, and, like, the American education system doesn't teach you that.
No.
But we're ending on the positive note today of Saturday. The No Kings protest was amazing to see. So many people came out.
Veterans, did you see that on Saturday? The veterans that they didn't storm the Capitol, but, like, they had blocked off the Capitol to keep people from protesting. A bunch of veterans got through the blockades and just, like, stood there and peacefully protested. Again, the difference between us and them.
Did you see what people are saying about the military or army, whoever it was, during the parade? That they were doing a silent protest. And I saw a video from a vet. He was like former vet here. You learn like how to march 2 weeks into basic training. It becomes so ingrained into you.
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
you could,
a march. It was a
no.
It was a stroll.
And he was
They were
like,
strolling.
it's like you have to work not to march. And the fact that they were all walking like that, he was like, I know exactly what they're doing. This is a silent protest.
Yeah.
And then I saw a bunch of comments like, yes, at vet here too. I was wondering what was going on. That makes so much more sense. So I think it's real. Like, I really do. Because how else can you explain that unless they were actors and they didn't know how to march?
The meal that they served them?
The lobster and
the surf and turf?
Surf and turf, yeah. So yeah.
Really light, really
lighthearted, funny.
Yeah, super just surface level topic.
Yeah, hilarious stuff. Really, really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So thank you. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Well, she gotta get ready for a date.
Oh dear.
Thank you so much for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That bitch is Kaylee. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Mama needs a drink.